After watching this movie, I can already feel some of your comments already coming, so I'm gonna make this very clear. If you have strong opinions on the topic of autism and how this movie shows that off, that is your right. And you're allowed to leave comments and judge my opinion. You know, I'm posting my review for you guys to watch it and hear my opinion on this movie. That is totally fine if you want to talk about that certain topic, because I will be in this video, of course. And if you want to bring up Zachary Levi and what he has said outside of his acting career, that's fine too. I'm reviewing the movie I watched, and I'm just giving you my opinion, because at the end of the day, it's a movie. The Unbreakable Boy stars Zachary Levi and is about a young boy with a rare bone disease and autism. From director Jon Gunn, the man that brought you last year's Ordinary Angels, we are talking his brand new film, The Unbreakable Boy. Which, this is a little history lesson for you, at least this is what the internet told me. This movie was supposed to come out in 2022, and apparently 8 days before the actual release date, they pulled the movie. And so this movie's been sitting for a couple of years, and now we are finally getting the release of this movie. The director of this movie did a movie called Ordinary Angels last year, a movie I did not see in theaters, but I did end up watching. That was a good movie. It was a really well-told story, and he did a good job. So with this movie, I saw the trailer, and it looked like a very innocent type movie. But, of course, with these type of movies, it can be very harassment when you talk about it, because people out there, and some of you might say in the comments, I hope not, I really don't, but some people get really touchy about subjects with children and, of course, autism. So this is a movie that I will go ahead and admit, I don't think it's a bad movie, but if you go in this movie already hating it and disliking it, then why are you even watching it? So, of course, let's get straight into the positives. So, The Unbreakable Boy, I will say, Zachary Levi gives a tremendous performance. I think he is extremely good in this movie, actually. Him and his wife. The wife I did not recognize from anything, but I think both of them work very well together as this family who are dealing with issues because of their own personal issues, but then they have a child with a rare bone disease and autism that in this movie does take to higher limits than what people usually know about autism. Now, again, I am no expert on autism, but I did go to school. I know people now who have autism. I know people who are on the spectrum more than others, and you can tell how they conversate or how they act. You can just tell in certain people, and in this movie, they take it to an extreme because the young boy in this movie does have autism. Now, the actor in this movie, I should have looked it up before this review. I have no idea if he has real-life autism. That is for you guys to tell me. But I think his performance was very good, no matter if he has it or not has it. Seriously, his performance felt real in this movie. You cared for him. He's narrating the whole movie, and he does a fantastic job. This family connection, you feel it throughout the entire movie, and truly, there's moments that in my theater, because I was the youngest one in this theater, I heard sniffles. I heard people laughing. I even heard someone clap at the very end when the credits started rolling and they started showing like the real life pictures, because this movie is based on a true story, probably true events, whatever. But I truly found myself saying, this is a movie that has a lot of stuff in it, and I think it does a good job with its storytelling, in its performances, the direction. We'll get to the writing in a minute, but I think overall, it is a fine movie. But I'm going to make this very clear for you guys. If you are someone that has kids, and you want to go see a family movie, and you see this on the Regal or AMC website, or whatever, I'm going to tell you, don't take your kids to see this movie. In my personal opinion, I don't see this as a family movie. At least a movie to let your kids watch. Because I see this movie dealing with a lot of issues in just real life that do happen. And this movie tackles them. And I'm talking about alcoholism, addiction, autism that involves mental capacity of putting them into a hospital with needles and being separated from family. Like, that stuff is in this movie. And from the trailer, you wouldn't think that, because from the trailer, you think this is a family movie. I would say this movie is 100% made for adults. That's just my opinion, though. If you have kids and you want to see this movie, you make that decision. But I found this movie to be way not what it was in the marketing. And from the marketing, I just thought family movie. But this movie, I mean, there is some serious situations that I'm like, damn, like, this movie went there. But then there's times in this movie where you're in the perspective of Zachary Levi, who is our main character, but the young boy's narrating it, and sometimes it kind of jumps between who is our main character, and sometimes it goes for things where, like, the dad is seen as a bad person because he becomes an alcoholic. The son is becoming more aggressive, and it's a very a tense and sad scene where he freaks out on his family, and it's just like, these are things that the entertainment industry want to blow up, and that is where people are going to have discussions about this movie, and it could lead to negative impact on the movie, because the movie's going to blow up certain things, and people are going to be like, that's not how it's treated in real life. You're doing it because it's a movie, and you're showing that autism is this sort of horrible disease, or however you want to word it, this is what this movie could do. For me personally, I really don't get offended at all. I just watch the movie for the enjoyment of a movie and storytelling and characters. And for the most part, I was into this movie. Yes, I'll admit I didn't expect certain things in this movie to be portrayed that way. Certain things I can say, like, yeah, you guys really pushed the boundary there. But no matter what happened, I still found the family story element to be strong enough to continue watching this movie. And then finally, one little issue. There's like 5 times this movie ended, and I was like, all right, the end of the movie. I was like, oh, nope, never mind. Oh, here we go. Oh, nope, not the end of the movie. This movie felt so freaking long. It felt so freaking long. And it's like an hour and like 40, I think. How long is this thing? An hour 49. Man, it felt like 2 hours and 20, because there was definitely a time I was like, this is the ending, right? This is the ending. Nope, we got another 15 minutes. So besides that, I think this movie, me personally, it's fine. It's not a movie I probably will ever really watch, but for the 2 hours I spent in this movie theater, I can say there's good acting from Zachary Levi, the entire family, the young kids. Both brothers are very good in this movie. I like the overall family story and the impact. I do think there's a lot of plot lines happening in this movie, and some of it can be very jarring for a family movie that's being marketed. But at the end of the day, if you don't want to watch this movie because it deals with the topics of autism, or you don't like the response, how this movie treats autism, you have all right to speak upon that, and you can tell me in the comments down below. But for my video alone, it was a fine movie. I'm going to give The Unbreakable Boy a B-. Now, if anyone knows this, why was this movie put up for like years? Like, why would they put it in 2022 and then days before release, pull the movie? Like, I want to know that issue. I'm going to assume Zachary Levi. That's my guess, but that's just my prediction. Let me know down below if you know the actual truth. But hey, if you want to go see a movie for the adults, this is a pretty fine one. But you could definitely wait to stream it if you want to. And if you guys enjoyed this movie review, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody.